So, here we are, Class 10, Jimmy. Can you believe this?
The end of the road, Kevin.
Not really. I think we're going to have one more after
Damn!
I wish it was the end of the road, but
God almighty, I got a home to go to.
I know. You've got an outside back to do.
Yes.
And what I want to tell folks is that outside back sometimes, the manufacturers of furniture, they kind of drop the ball on doing the outsides. Well, they don't do as much cosmetic work or underneath work as they should because they feel as though who's going to see an outside back. But the fact is, on your chair, it's a side chair. Oftentimes they're displayed out on the floor.
Right.
So we're going to do a proper traditional outside back for this chair, not a manufacturer's back.
Oh, which would be the metal trimming?
No, I think we're going to hand stitch it, Jimmy, and we're going to make sure we get enough padding in there. So let's get right to it. I can see Jimmy's really excited. We're going to turn it around. And now last week, if you recall, Jimmy, we put the piping on there and we pin tacked it. Now we have it stapled. So what I need you to do, very first thing, is to remove all the pin tacks that are in there. Just feel along here. You'll feel the tacks that are in there. So Jimmy's going to do that. I'm going to give him a pair of side cutters.
I didn't think we had any.
The official upholstery on Broadway or Broadway Upholstery
Is this the
Schools.
Kevin Kennedy sleek model number
Take a
5,
look,
6,
show
7?
the camera how well groomed that tool is.
As you know, you can probably get the handles almost anywhere.
Jimmy's going to do that while I take a coffee break. We're going to start with the outside back on the bottom. This is what we're going to do, Jimmy. We're going to do a blind tacking. The other place you could do a blind tacking on this chair is on the bottom. And the reason you could do that on the bottom is because it's a straightaway.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up, first of all.
Let's get that.
We're going to make sure we
Let's get the vines running straight.
That's right. So it's hard to tell on this because your vine kind of goes in and out, swirls around. So I'm just going to hold this. I'm just going to hold this here for you. Let it fall.
Okay.
And I want to show you what I want you to do. Can you hand me one tack, just one tack for now? You need to pin tack 6-ounce tacks across. Pin tack it first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful when you do this. You don't want to be in the piping. You need to be near the stitching.
Okay.
Pin tacking.
Okay.
And you're just going to pull it. And try to, now you have a special problem because your fabric curls up on you. Make sure you get this out of the way. So let me just move over here a little bit. And you're going to get a pin tack here, maybe one here, and then another one over here. You don't want to go all the way to the end. Stay about a half of an inch from the end.
Okay, on both sides, okay.
So see how you do. You want to be steady even with this. See this little half, this is a half of an inch I have here.
Okay.
So you don't want to be like up here, obviously.
No,
you want to be
even as possible.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, I think that's good.
Okay, so Jimmy, let's just, the reason we pin tacked is because exactly what you're doing. Okay. You're going to see it. Look at, you're starting to get an idea. First of all, are you happy with the vine?
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to peek down here to see how you did with that. You did an excellent job with the placement.
Okay.
So very good. So we're going to flip this down. Now the choice that people have at home is they can either tack these all the way in, or you can get a staple. If you have a staple gun, you can staple around the pin tacks. Take the pin tacks out, and then you're going to put the cardboard tack tape on. Do you remember what the cardboard on this part here first? And you are going to put it here too.
Okay.
But this will give you a nice smooth edge, right? Nice
Okay.
clean edge. It'll butt right up against the piping and really look nice.
Okay.
So I'm just going to throw a couple of staples in there for you.
Okay.
And then your next task is going to be to get that cardboard tack tape pin tacked up there. Okay, take these pin tacks out.
And put it back again.
Yeah, it's that Cool Hand Luke. Remember
Wow.
that movie?
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Is that where you got your technique from?
I don't want those pin tacks there. Take them out. There you go. That's a reference that anybody under 50 might not get.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they only come out with the good westerns every so often now, Kevin. I
Was
mean,
that a Western though, Cool Hand Luke?
Yeah,
I think that's a
George
Western.
Kennedy, Steve McQueen.
Yeah, well, no, there was a. They call that a sweaty movie. You know what sweaty movie is?
No, what's the movie?
They had an all-time list of sweatiest movie. Ben-Hur was #1, and I
Oh.
think Cool Hand Luke came in second as the sweatiest movie.
Really?
Well, you know, it's taking place down south in a
95
prison
degree
camp in
weather,
95
yeah.
degree.
Oh, that's my piece, okay.
There you go, Jimmy.
Thank you, young man.
So hold that up to the camera to show them that tacking tape. That's a 1/2 of an inch tacking tape that Jimmy has. So the object here is to butt that up against the piping, specifically the seam of the piping. And
Okay.
he's got a pin tack. The tack can be halfway in that tack tape, Jimmy. You don't want to be near the edge with the tack. That's what
So
the
it's
tack
like-
tape does
Okay.
for you. Okay.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of,
And you can be about every 2 inches with that. It's fine.
okay.
So the choice would be now at home. You can either nail these or drill these all the way in, or you can staple them. I'll tell you the thing about a staple that sometimes is over a tack. It's because it's got the 2 prongs and it's about a 1/2 of an inch away from one another. That tends to give you a straighter line and not a divot. Tacks, the challenge to traditional upholsterers was to make something look really clean and nice with using tacks. That wasn't an easy thing to do.
No, because you get the fabric, you've had the wood or whatever material was going to be used.
And you project pull marks from a tack when you pull the fabric tight.
Yeah.
Staples do a better job sometimes. Now on antiques or museum quality pieces, we have to use tacks, but sometimes. So what I'm trying to do is line up. I'm feeling for the piping underneath there, and I'm really trying to line that up. You did a good job placing this, but I just want to make sure, so I'm feeling around for that, which you probably did too. You wanted a little bit here, so that's the nice thing about a pin tack. Take the pin tack out, I just adjusted it back a little bit. And you know, we talked about your fabric. Dark colored fabrics sometimes are hard to see, you know, when you're working, at least for me. I guess the good thing about that is it doesn't show as much, right? So see how you stopped. That's perfect. That's just where I wanted you to stop. Okay. Now let's see before we even pull out the pin tacks, and that's your next thing. One more tack there. I want to see if the camera person can get a nice close up of this. Pull that up on your side, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're going to get a nice close-up because look at that nice line right across here. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for, okay? So we're going to bring it back down, Jimmy. You're going to take these pin tacks out, and then Jimmy, you're going to take the cardboard tack tape around the rest of this.
Okay.
Pin tack it. Now the object is on that cardboard tack tape when you're in this area. So you see this, how this has a lot of play?
Yeah.
So we're trying to get rid of that play because you're going to be hand stitching this, and if you don't, it'll just pull away when you hand stitch it, right? So that's the idea when you put the tack tape on. So good luck with that.
Oh, good.
I'll give you a little bit of things to do. Keep you busy here, keep you out of trouble, Jimmy.
Oh. Does it matter, Kevin, start from the top, or how does it really matter? Or
You know, I like to start my favorite hand.
Okay.
So you're starting in this, for a left-handed person, perfect. For me, I would be starting down here.
Okay.
Because it's easy to get to. And Jimmy, you should be able to do this all in one piece. When you get to a curve,
Okay.
you're going to take the cardboard tack tape and just put little crunches.
Okay.
Right. You should be able to do that. If it breaks, you guys should know this. If it breaks, it's not a problem. As a matter of fact, if you guys, I don't know if anybody's purchased the A to Z Fundamentals of Upholstery on the website, Broadway Upholstery, but in there it shows me using tack tape, and it's breaking on me, and I'm just, it's not a problem.
What, those flawless pitches?
Yeah, no, we didn't do any editing on that. We just wanted to show people that when you're upholstering, things happen.
Right.
That will break. If it does, you just put another piece in there. That's all.
Oh, okay.
No
yeah,
problem.
it's very adaptable.
Yes, yes. Good luck, Jimmy.
Thanks. Professor K, I believe I've completed the mission.
Okay, but before we either sink the tack, because it's almost like, and this is very common with beginners, it's almost like you didn't even put the cardboard tack tape on because it's still very flimsy.
Okay.
So even if you just took the initiative and sunk all those tacks,
Okay.
I wouldn't have you tape them out because you could just get a second row of the cardboard tack tape in there.
Ah.
But now that you know, this is what has to happen. See how far off you are here?
Yeah, okay.
So watch, I'll show you. Let's just take this out. Let's just do this. Take a couple of these out. I'm going to show you with it. See, you're actually very far away from the seam. This has to be, if you want to really know, it's butted up against it's definitely to the seam, and maybe just a slight more, right? Watch this. Slight bit, it snugs. The whole idea is you get this snug. It's going to make it easy for you to stitch. The tighter this is. I'm just going to nail that in. You see that?
Okay.
Now run your finger up along. You see what happens?
Yeah.
So just that. It's very common, by the way. People are a little afraid to get it up against the piping. Jimmy, it looks like you finished up there, huh?
Just about, Kevin. I've got this little one corner here.
Let's take a look at it when you do that.
To improve.
I'm going to start this lower corner over here doing the fine work, I'm sure.
A little
After
better?
the second time, yeah. So I'm going to just staple right along here. And with my thumb, if I have to adjust it, I can pull it over just a little bit more. Be careful when you do this, right? So this is perfect the way you got this lined up so far. And then I'm going to get the curve and show you most people what happens with the curve. They don't get it with the curve, so I'm just going to push it up a little bit more.
Well, I'm going to leave this corner here for you because there's an awful lot of material.
I know.
Which I thought
The tacks don't hold as well, do they?
No.
That's nice and tight. See what I'm feeling with my thumbs? That
Okay.
sits there tight. But come over where you are, Jim, just for the
Okay.
camera can see what I'm trying to do.
Okay, let me get out of the shop for a second.
So I'm just trying to butt up the tack tape. See, sometimes it requires taking the tack out and then lifting it up a little bit more. Let's see. So we're looking for an even, nice, even, tight piping, right? Just up there. Just feel that that's good. And so Jimmy, you can see where it's easy to kind of drop the ball on an outside because you did so much work and you're just saying, oh, it's just an outside back. But
Well, you know what though?
what?
You would have that chair as the chair coming into a room, and you would see the back of it.
That's exactly right. So you're going to do a hand stitching. This is going to look beautiful from the. And then when your friends come over and they say, "Why, Jimmy, is that a hand stitched outside back that you did there?"
Well, you know I've done this before, and your lovely assistant at the time when I first started doing the upholstery, she helped me with it, and I got it so right. People said, "How'd you do the
So
back?"
do you remember how to do it?
Vaguely.
I'll give you a refresher course.
Yes,
today.
I want to be sure the technique might take. I know you climb as you. That's
Mhm.
the technique, so I think
So
I want
Jimmy,
to be refreshed on
some
that.
people what they do is fill this in with cotton.
Okay.
Some people don't do anything. They just bring it up like this and start sewing this on here, and that's it.
Okay.
We don't do that. So
Not
I
here
took.
at Upholstery on Broadway.
No, we
right?
don't. So what I did is I went downstairs and I reached into my box of remnants. I like using the fabric.
The bowels of Upholstery on Broadway.
It was pitch black. I reached in
Did something
and I
invite you?
picked out for you, just for you, Jimmy. And this is just a coincidence. A hot pink velvet
Are you trying to say something?
stretcher fabric. How about that for Jimmy's chair? It's a little extra fabric we had.
Yeah.
The reason you want to use fabric instead of burlap. Burlap, you really can't tack well. It's good for some areas, but not for this. It was great for here, for
Right.
the inside back.
As a reinforcement.
As a reinforcement, but also to fill in these holes. It's got good resiliency. But this here is firmer. Okay, it's a
Okay.
better stretch. That's what we want for the outsides. I'll tell you why. Because most people, when they go to lift a piece of furniture, when they're by themselves, they'll knee it. They'll put your knee in it and then use that as leverage. So if you do that to an outside,
Mm-hmm.
if you have this, it's like a trampoline.
Ah, okay.
If you have a piece of cardboard or even that cotton in there, it's gonna, when it sinks in, it won't come back out.
Right, especially
So-
the cardboard.
Right, and we see a lot of cardboard, don't we? So I think this looks great. I think you need to take out those tacks. And then Jimmy, what I want you to do is pin tack this straight across like this for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I'll catch up with you, okay?
Sounds good.
We're moving today.
Yeah, maybe we can find that sofa bearded in the streets of Massachusetts somewhere. No, I guess not.
I saw a sofa, Jimmy. I saw somebody took a picture of a grizzly bear, I think, on a sofa.
That's something.
It was in a dump, and then somebody was taking pictures of the bear, and the bear was sitting there with its legs crossed, and it had one of the arms was on the armrest of the sofa. Can you believe that?
I want.
Jimmy, we'll hold off for a second, Jimmy. You made a classic mistake. You know what your mistake was?
I didn't stretch it.
No. You know what's good about your mistake is you can show people at home. You're not embarrassed.
They'll never see me again.
It says here, you never work yourself into a corner, okay? Because you're always going to have this. So what you want to do is if you're going to go from the next step, you can get a couple more tacks here
Right.
and stretch it to the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And you got a few more, one or two tacks on the side. Do that after you do that, after you stretch it to the bottom. You may want to get a tack, one here and one here.
Okay.
And remember what the word is, stretcher. It's a stretcher, so it should be taut, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy, our amazing producer has found that bear that were you doubtful that bear was on that sofa?
No, I'm sure that the bear was probably relaxing. He probably,
Well, the bear, I told you, he's got his legs crossed and he's got one arm up on the armrest, and there was a TV nearby. I didn't tell you that part. But you can't see the TV on the picture that Patrick's about to show live. You got that? You got that, Pat?
Yeah.
Is it up there?
Yeah.
Can you believe that, folks? You never know what you're gonna see on this show.
Well, he was probably deciding whether he actually wanted to take it with him.
Do you think he was deciding on color?
Oh, I don't think no, animals don't see color.
No, they don't.
No,
I
they
didn't
see
know that.
quality though, I'm sure.
All right, Jimmy, I'm going to help you out here, do something here, just to make it a little easier. So, we didn't cut down yet. Actually, can I get in there for a second? I'm just going to cut this, just make it a little bit more manageable for you. So usually on a stretcher, you probably want to oversize it like you do your fabric, over 3 inches overall. We had a little bit too much on there for Jimmy's. Jimmy, all I want you to get is one more tack right in here.
Doesn't matter.
Right
you know,
in there.
You know that extra material's killing me.
What extra material? Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I think that should be enough. I'm going to staple this down for you. First I'm going to staple up top here. We're not out of staples, but I know I'm going to need them, so let's load up. And then we're going to stretch down. You did a good job stretching this. I'm going to need it in a minute. I'm just filling in and stretching for you. Just what needs to be stretched. It's a little tight on the edges because you don't have as much wood, right? And I'm tucking in the edges, and then I'm stapling it down a little bit, or cleaning it up a little bit. Look. See that? Jimmy, what I want you to do, feel how tight that is.
Oh,
So you put a knee up against that.
Yeah.
It's like a trampoline, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
You can tell by the way when you hit it, it's bump.
So take all the tacks out and trim this close. You don't want that fabric peeking over your piping. You want it on the inside here when you trim it.
Cut it all the way
Yeah.
on the bead. Okay.
Just pay attention to that. You don't want it overriding. Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Jimmy's struggling because he's a left-handed and he's got a right-handed pair of scissors. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, Jimmy.
Yes,
Do you have
I
a
was.
left pair of scissors? Do you have a left-handed pair?
I did have a pair, and somehow they went mysteriously walking away.
Try to look for invest in another pair for yourself. I don't have a left-handed pair of scissors, and I'm sorry. about
What?
that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I don't.
I'm
I
done
don't.
now.
So, but I did want to show you the reason you're having a hard time to get it close. These scissors are really sharp right down to the point. So if you hold an end of the fabric, if you're a right-handed person with these scissors, you can actually get this. It's almost like 2 razor blades.
I know, it seems
Just
that
like
way.
you just kind of like move along. If you've got a good pair of scissors, you see that?
Yeah.
And now I'm right where I should be, and then you just tear this down. If you don't mind, I'm just going to clean
Nope.
this up a little bit for you because you're a little bit. We don't want that peeking through, right? That
No,
should be
okay,
good.
cool.
It's just that one piece, maybe a little bit here, a little bit here. Over here.
Have you thought of a career as a barber?
Yeah, it does sound like that. So I just want to, now what I'm going to do before I put a half a layer of cotton on, I'm just feeling along and I just found a tab.
What?
Okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to pat it down, you know. Think Logan Airport, you know, you're in line and they're patting you down, make sure you don't have anything.
Don't enjoy that too much.
No, like the cotton, I'm going to staple this for you. Can you hold that up there, Jimmy, for a second? Hold that right there. It sounds like a magic show.
Yeah.
And now Jimmy will disappear. No.
Yeah. Keep trying. How many weeks you been doing this already? Yeah, okay.
We picked somebody from the studio audience
Yeah.
to come up on stage to upholster this chair. Okay.
Now.
Key to this, trimming, okay? You want to trim this so that it's feathered, Jimmy. You have to hold this tight so that it's feathered away from the edge. You don't want the feathering, the cotton to interfere, but you're about half an inch away from the edge like this, Jimmy. Right?
So how does that look?
Let me just see. And down below, it's even with the bottom, okay? Just like so. That's good. You good up here?
Wow.
Whew, I'm telling you.
Can you
This is
see
work,
that
isn't it? Jimmy, I'm going to get you some pins.
What? More pins?
More pins, more upholstery
Oh,
pins.
God, man. What are we going to... Ah.
No whining in upholstery.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no.
Only crying.
It's crying. Yeah, crying or no whining. Got it. Okay.
So I'm going to put the first pin in because I want to make sure it's in the center. You don't want to do the sides. You go up to the top. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to go through the fabric, through the piping.
Okay.
Like so. You don't have to go all the way, just as it sticks. I want you to pull up, get one here, pull up, get one here, and then maybe one here and one here, and that's it.
Really?
Okay?
Okay.
You lift your right foot. There you go.
I'm sorry. No, Kevin, I think I have it. I think it's pretty taut.
All right, Jimmy.
Overall.
So, Jimmy, can you believe the time has flew by here?
Again?
Yeah. I mean, if we were doing this outside back the easy way, you'd have been done by now. But we're doing it the right way.
Well, I know what you had mentioned about the metal stripping.
I changed my mind about that.
Now, would that have been any different from doing this?
I think it would have been quicker.
Okay.
It would be quicker.
But would you have had the padding?
Yeah, everything would be the same except
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But I think what I want to do is get you a little bit more up to snuff with the hand stitching.
Oh yeah.
Because that does come up in upholstery, and I want people at home to get good at it too, so that they'll get good by watching you. So
well, there you go.
I can't believe that I think we're gone an hour at least on this, but I think it's worth it.
Oh, I love
Okay,
the
do you
back
feel
though.
it? Does that
Oh
feel
my
good?
God, you would
Yeah.
want to see the.
So
the
next
entire
week we're
chair.
going to definitely finish the outside back, and I think, Jimmy, we can finish the whole chair next week. What do you think?
Oh boy! Oh my God! Yes.
So this is the end.
And the cushion too, right?
The cushion is a separate issue. The cushion, we called in Bernice, our top ace, our pro, because that fabric was really giving us some fits. So she's shown us on tape. She's cut out the cushion, and I'm going to finish sewing it.
Oh.
And that will be the end of your class, and then you'll have your chair.
Wow.
I'm excited for it.
So 2 more weeks then.
I think it's going to be 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys who have paid for the value of a 6-week class with this, you're really getting. That's what we're booking at 6 weeks. That's
we have to move quicker then, folks.
Yeah, they're getting double with this one. They get double their money.
Well, I mean, projects are sometimes overrun over time.
That's right.
And
That's
for
right.
the hour, I mean, again,
Mhm.
if this was an actual classroom, you'd probably be done 4 or 5 weeks into if you were going the way it
Yeah.
time factor and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Jimmy, thank you, and we'll see you next time. And maybe next week we'll have a picture of an elephant on a sofa.
Hey, well, yeah, I'll go for the bear first. I believe I may have seen that on Facebook, but I will try to look for it again. That's for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank